Hello. um, Today we have something exciting to show you guys. Um, we are going to be playing the demo of MacDouglas Family Manor, which is actually a game that we made. It's been on sale for a while now. It's been on sale since I want to say November, early November. Um, I actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put the link in both chats since this is a little bit of a promotional stream for it. Um, but the demo is free. The full version is paid, obviously. And we are very excited to show it to you guys today. Obviously, there will be spoilers. um, and this is a horror game, so it has the horror triggers and stuff. I don't think I have anything that's... I don't think a demo has anything that I normally tag for. Other than, like, the typical horror stuff, like death and things like that we don't tag on horror game streams. No, it doesn't. Not in the demo, it doesn't anyway. Okay. Let me grab the thing for Twitch as well, the link. So I want them to be able to see it. I put it in the description on YouTube, but I didn't think about, like, just jotting it down in chat, you know? So, game here. There you go. Oh, I'm not logged in. Well, hold on just one more second. I'm logged in on my computer, and I'm not logged in on my phone. Forgot about that. Okay, here's chat. There you go. Now you can see it. There we go. Alright, so we are just going to hop right into this. We're going to play it like a normal visual novel, like we do with all our VN streams. I won't be going through all of the endings because I would like people to be able to play it on their own. Other streamers are free to put all like the different endings and stuff that they get. But as the creator, I think I would like to leave it up to chance here. So, okay. I forgot the dog snores. Let me make sure the sound is tracking fine. Okay. It should be tracking good now. You sit on the couch of your apartment on Halloween night. Your roommate's dog is snoozing on the couch beside you. His breaths are soft as his chest rises and falls, content and unaware of the trick-or-treaters outside. Animals typically don't understand human holidays. The best he could do all night is bark at the strange people dressed as witches and goblins. When that got boring, he decided to take a nap on his owner's sofa with the friendly human that sometimes gives him treats when they came home from work. Now you're pretty much alone. You almost wish that your roommate was there to hang out, but their cruel boss clearly had other plans with them. What kind of tyrant makes their best worker do a night shift on Halloween? This is so bratty. Oh, I didn't realize my text went so far. Hold on. I'm gonna move myself over here, I guess. I think that's maybe better. Yeah, I think that will work better. It's weird because it looks like we have this. It has the same space, but it doesn't. Not really sure why. Okay. I will continue. Why is there yellow on me? I don't remember having yellow on my hoodie. Strange. Okay. I guess I have yellow on me. Okay. What kind of tyrant makes their best worker do a night shift on Halloween. Halloween nights are for celebrating under the moonlight. Instead, you're stuck alone in your apartment with nobody but a sleeping dog to keep you company. How lame. Low-key, this is kind of how my Halloween went. I didn't have a dog with me either, so I was like really, I was really completely alone. Last Halloween, I was at my dorms because Halloween they decided to do on a Thursday for my city or whatever, and we still had classes and everything. It was so lame. But I guess that's how things go when you're growing up. I wanted to hand out Halloween candy, but whatever. The sun set almost an hour ago. The last of the sunbeams disappearing and being replaced with the bluish glow of the full moon. Now that most of the trick-or-treaters have cleared the streets, too sleepy to walk for so long for a couple pieces of chocolate or taffy, you're officially ready to watch a marathon of horror movies. I'm also double-checking real quick. This audio properties thing is looking weird to me. Okay, I guess it's fine. I was thinking that it, like, switched over or something, but it didn't. Since you can't have fun with friends, you might as well have some fun by yourself, right? Just as you're about to select an option from the glorious list of horror films you've brought from On Demand, the doorbell rings. The doorbell to the apartment rings. Right. You ordered pizza an hour ago and they never showed up. Sighing, you slide off the couch with a slight thump as your feet hit the ground. Waddling over to the doorway, you grab a 20 from the safe and open the door. Standing in front of you is the pizza guy.
Hey, happy Halloween! Your total's gonna be $16.99.
You smile and hand over the money, telling him to keep the change as a tip.
Thanks. We're swamped down at the shop. You'd be surprised how many people are having Halloween parties this late.
A dog is snoring so loud. You nod your head. You can only imagine all the fun that everyone else in the neighborhood's having. You wish you could have gotten one of those fancy invites.
Well, you have a good night now, and stay safe. You never know what's lurking around in the dark.
Wishing for invites. I wonder if that... I wonder if that comes into play anywhere. Maybe, potentially. With that, he turns on his heels and walks away from your front door. You balance the food on your hip and shut it behind him, feeling a shiver go up your spine. Was that warning really necessary? Shaking it away, you bring everything back into the apartment. Everything drops to the couch beside you, making the dog stir a little as you settle back down for your movies. Finally, you can have some fun. Then, the doorbell rings again. You groan in disbelief and force yourself back off the couch. What could that stupid pizza boy want now? Did he forget to give you your napkins or something? The protagonist is a little sassy. Typically, I try to not give them characterization, but I was feeling a little bit of sass, I guess. There's nobody else roaming the halls this late. Any partygoers are in the full swing of their fun by now. You fling the door open again, ready to be handed something stupid by a guy who clearly needs to take his job less seriously. But there's nobody there. Puzzled, you glance both ways down the hallway. Nobody is in sight. Instead, there's an envelope sitting at your feet. It's held shut with an orange wax seal in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern. The deliverer is nowhere to be found. See, actually, no. I would open it personally, I think. I would at least read what it is. You carefully pick up the envelope and look around the hallway once more. There's nothing that indicates anyone had been at your doorstep besides the delivery boy. Oh well, he probably came back to scare you. You grin to yourself and get back inside, making sure to lock the door behind you in case it wasn't the delivery guy who left the letter after all. You've watched enough horror movies to know that if you get a mysterious message from a stranger, you better be prepared for a serial killer to come knocking at the door. Still, you'd feel bad not reading the letter at all. Someone obviously took the time to write it and bring it to you. It could be a perfectly innocent thing. Plus, the curiosity would eat at your soul forever if you don't see what's inside. See, that's why I would open it, because I would be like, what is this? I would want to know. You sit down on the couch to read, not caring when the TV remote falls off the couch. This new letter is much more important than a cheesy slasher film. Hold on, I'm about to cough. Sorry about that, jeez. It's a big cough. You sit down on the couch to read. Okay, I already read that. Dear player, you have been chosen to participate in a unique experience that not many are able to come across. You see, we are a family here at MacDouglas Family Manor, and we choose our guests carefully. Very few get the opportunity to set foot on our grounds. You, however, are a perfect candidate, the perfect example of what we've been looking for. We ask that you kindly take this opportunity as the honor it is and participate in our offer. Please meet us at the designated location at 10 o'clock sharp if you wish to attend. Only carry a small bag along with you. No weapons or cell phones are allowed. We must keep our family clear of such distractions. We will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. The Game Maker. How ominous. Underneath the writing is a list of coordinates where you're expected to meet the Game Maker. Now you have an important decision to make. You have no idea who these people are. You've never heard of anything like it before. They could easily be a cult looking to lure in unsuspecting victims to a trap. They could be ready to murder you or make you into one of their puppets. On the other hand, this entire thing is quite interesting. Maybe it's something to make this Halloween night unforgettable. An experience that nobody else will get to have. They selected you of all people for a reason. This could make your night a million times better than sitting on your couch to watch horror movies with the same plot you've already seen 100 times before. What will you do? So, me personally, I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that shit. I don't feel like that is a good idea. So I will stay home. Your common sense tells you that you probably shouldn't go. There are crazy people out there in the world, and you don't trust some vague note promising to give you a good time. You feel bad about missing out on a potentially great opportunity, but you just can't just wander off into the middle of nowhere to have a little fun on Halloween. It just isn't plausible. With a little hesitance, you drop the letter in the trash can and decide to put it out of your mind. Turning away, you go back to your couch and grab your fluffy blanket from where it fell on the floor. It feels soft and cozy, comforting your sadness. You slide open a pizza box and pick out a slice. You take a big bite of that cheesy, delicious goodness. Yum. At least you still have good food and plenty of movies to watch. It's time to get your horrifyingly sad and lonely party started. After watching more movies than you actually intended on, you decide it's finally time to go to bed. You're super sleepy and half falling asleep. It isn't the kind of tiredness you could have gotten... Wait, what? It isn't the kind of tiredness you could have gotten from the haunted house, but it's enough. It's 3 in the morning, after all. You don't want to be too tired to function tomorrow. You turn off the television, put your leftovers away in the fridge, and carry your roommate's dog down the hallway to cuddle up in bed together. He always makes you feel a lot safer just by being at your side. With Benji in your arms, there's no way an intruder could get away unharmed, if that letter does turn out to be from psychos. He might be a smaller dog, but he carries a big bite. You would know. You've gotten your fair share of accidental nips just by playing tug-of-war with him. Your roommate won't mind you stealing him for the night. He would be safer with you anyway, if anything were to happen. You try to shake the idea from your mind. If it's just a letter, nothing to worry about. You flick off the lights and slide under the covers, willing yourself to sleep. Oh no. I think maybe I made a bad turn. Your roommate comes home the next morning, exhausted from a long night of working from a grueling shift. They open the door to darkness and figure you must still be asleep. They can't help but laugh. Even without any plans out and about, you manage to wear yourself out that much. They set their keys down and call out your name, but they receive no answer, not even from their beloved dog Benji. Frowning, they feel around on the wall, wondering where the two of you could have gone. If you're home, surely you would have answered them. Finally, their hand meets the light switch, and they turn it on. Horror is all over the room. The apartment is covered in dripping blood, and poor Benji is lying in a pool of blood on the couch. A carving knife is still sticking straight out of his skull. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, chat. No. Benji. They let out a scream of horror and collapse on the floor. Hours later, they sit wrapped in a blanket at the police station, going over all the details again and again. Nothing is making any sense. How did someone get in the apartment when you always made sure to lock the door? Why were their children's footsteps going from the front door to the window? And how did the killer fit through the window if they were dragging your body with them? Wrong end too. Much too dangerous. This version of the credits looks at... Well, I'll go through the credits once, I guess. You kind of have to anyway. I made it... It's not skippable for your first go-through. This version of the credits looks at only at the people involved in the demo. Many more wonderful people worked on the full version. Mention Renpy, game developer, MULTI'S Creations. Wow, I wonder who that is. Game is also game art is also MULTI'S Creations. After SFX and BGM was from Pixabay. And then the pizza guy is Cybersaur the Gamer. The old woman, who we haven't met yet. We haven't met any other characters yet. The old woman is Exhausted Beetle. The little witch is also Exhausted Beetle. Strange Girl is Jane Scudder. The ranger is Ryan Purcell. And those are the characters that you get to meet in the demo. I don't know that we'll meet them all, though. Okay. This time I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go this time. Against my better judgment. Because apparently my better judgment gets us murdered. You decide it's worth a shot to just go ahead and have some fun with your night. What's the worst thing that could happen anyway? Yeah. Go into a stranger's house. Haunted house for Halloween. That's totally normal. Nothing bad could happen. You don't have much to lose. And there's no reason someone would have a hit on you or anything. The most plausible explanation is that the letter is a marketing gag, trying to get newcomers to get curious and attend a sick new haunted house. No, as much as I love haunted houses, I'm not following this logic very good. I'm very coffee today, which isn't good for a visual novel, but oh well. You're always down for something awesome like that. In messy, jumbled handwriting, you leave a note for your roommate with the coordinates to the mysterious meeting spot. Having some fun. Call the police if I don't come home, lol. You check the coordinates on maps and see that the manor is located in the middle of a forest. Fair enough. If there's a large area of land needed, the attraction would need to be somewhere where not many people would trespass. So off you go, into the darkness of the night with nothing but a small backpack filled with the essentials. It feels almost empty without your cell phone. I would not be going anywhere without my cell phone. Rules or no rules, personally. There's no way. That's so unsafe. Even just like walking there. Walking in the darkness with nothing. Really? The forest isn't far from your apartment, but you feel yourself getting a bit uneasy as you wander the streets alone. Although crime is extremely low in your area, you can't shake the feeling that possible creeps could be watching you from the shadows. Really? That's what you're worried about? When you're going out in the middle of nowhere on Halloween night, following an anonymous letter that randomly showed up on your doorstep? You mentally facepalm and continue walking, trying to ease the butterflies in your stomach. It shouldn't be so nerve-wracking, should it? This is something to be enjoyed. You shouldn't be worrying so much. Your roommate is always telling you to live life to the fullest, and this is an opportunity to prove that you can have fun on your own. After a long while of walking, you finally come to the entrance to the forest. It's right in the middle of a local playground, where kids usually run around playing games of tag or hide and seek. Now, in the middle of the night, it's completely empty. You find the marked path and start through the trees, careful not to trip over anything in the darkness. As you come closer to the place you're supposed to be, you find that the path is split in two. The map from earlier didn't show that. One path forks off to the right, into the ever-thickening trees, while another forks off to the left, heading towards a more open clearing. You have no idea which one will lead you to the manor, but you can't turn back when you've come so far. You're going to have to make an educated guess. I go to the right path, because I always choose right. You decide to take the right path, figuring that seclusion would actually make more sense for a thing like this. They were already being sneaky and mysterious with their invitations. It's a lot scarier on this darker path, so it would create the perfect atmosphere for a Halloween attraction. Plus, who would put their manor so close to the edge of a forest? It would attract trespassers and ruin the immersion of the audience. You can't see any building from where you stand anyway. It would have to be tiny if it's part of that clearing. Just to be sure, you peek down the left path and see that indeed, there's nothing to be found. With a swell of confidence, you walk down the path and into the darkness. Soon, you start to regret your decision. There's no security to hold on to as you wander blindly through the night. The only thing keeping you moving is the hope that nothing is out there to get you, and even then, the hope is dwindling away. Someone might be following you, and you could never know it. I get super paranoid when I'm walking home in the dark. Even just from my... I had a night class this semester, for example, and I do not like walking from the class building back to my dorm in the dark. I hate it. Your heart starts to beat harder as you walk a little bit faster, eyes darting around the forest around you. There's no use in even trying to make out shapes in the darkness. Your eyes play tricks on you that make your paranoia worse. But there's no turning back now. You already made your decision. The other path has nothing to offer, and you've come all this way. For what? For fun. You aren't going to let your fretful thoughts get the better of you. You pull your bag up tighter on your shoulders and march down the path with your head up. You're still trying to will away the feeling of being watched when you hear a noise nearby. At first, you write it off as an animal and continue on your way, focusing on easing your fear instead. As you get closer, though, you realize what you're hearing isn't the sound of an animal at all. Something else is at play. It's a child's cries. With one sharp curve, you're met with a concerning sight. In the ditch beside the pathway is a little girl, trembling as she holds her knees to her chest. You can't see her face, but can recognize even in the darkness that she's draped in a strange red cloak that's much too big for her body. She rocks back and forth with quiet sobs for her mother. The scene pulls at your heartstrings. You have to do something. Personally, I would have to help the kid. I'm not leaving a child abandoned in the forest. You step off the path and away from the safety of the wooden mulch that lines your way to the manor. You can see the child closer now. Her skin is paler than it should be, and her tiny hands shake as she fiddles with the shoestrings on her boots. The girl doesn't look up at you, and although you're worried for yourself, your protective instincts take over as you kneel down and put a hand on her shoulder. She suddenly jerks back and turns her head towards you, grinning from ear to ear. Tears still stain her face, but she no longer looks like a frail, helpless baby. She looks wrong. Everything about her is wrong. She reminds you of a young demoness, hungry for a good meal. Her eyes glisten in the darkness like a cat as she watches you. She slowly stands up, eyes never leaving your face. She bounces on her feet and falls into a fit of giggles. Her gaze leaves you immobile, unable to run away or fight against her, though the adrenaline courses through your veins and screams at you to run.
You fell for the trap, you fell for the trap.
Brat. A brat child.
Whee!
She sings it like a childhood rhyme. She squeals and twirls in a circle. Then she comes up close.
Mommy and Sissy are going to be so proud of me. It's too bad you don't get to see it, because I'm going to get lots of treats now. I wish I could share them with you.
She pauses for dramatic effect.
But not really, because I want them all for myself, and you're going to be dead.
She talks just like the kids who live in your apartment complex, but she's not like them. She's a monster. She pretends there's nothing to be afraid of, but that's only because she's on the dark side. You try to scream, to protest, to do anything in your power to get this demon away from you, but you can't. The paralysis takes over every fiber of your being. She runs 2 hands down your cheeks and squishes them again, giggling before petting your head like an animal. She says one last thing as a single tear runs down your face.
Goodbye. I'm sorry you didn't get to see the manor. It's really pretty.
With one movement of her hands, your head implodes into a visual cacophony of gore. Wrong N5, helping hands. Whoops. We died. So far, I would die 2 times on our trip. Alright, let's keep walking. Let's just ignore the sobbing child beside us. No. No matter how bad you feel for the poor girl, you can't trust a stranger at the side of the road, no matter how young she looks. Your love of horror taught you long ago that even a child can be a murderous trick if they have the right tools. People can be evil. They'll use anything to get the upper hand. If you had your phone, you could call the police, but the rules already made it so that it's sitting at home on the coffee table. You mumble a sorry and continue quickly on your way, pulling your bag up on your shoulders. The crying stops all of a sudden as soon as you make it past her, making you do a double take. A flash of red disappears behind the trees as she runs into the forest. "That kid tried to trick you," says a voice in the back of your head. It's right. You made a good decision by ignoring her siren's cry. You find yourself walking a bit faster after that, but you eventually relax again. Maybe that girl's just a child who lives around the forest looking for people to scare. It's Halloween after all. As a kid, you never would have been allowed to walk around alone so late, but maybe her parents are different. Or maybe they don't know. Maybe she sneaks out at night. Whatever the case may be, You can understand from a child's point of view that scaring strangers in the woods could be an exciting adventure. Now you feel more bad for not helping her get home than angry at her for freaking you out so bad. Your mind starts drifting off to other things, like what might be waiting for you when you get to the manor, and what your roommate will think when they come home and find your note. You bet they'll freak out and be horrified at the thought of you being out so late, only to find you lying in bed, cuddled up under a fluffy blanket after a long night of thought. Jeez. I don't know why that was so hard for me to read. The thought makes you laugh a little. Maybe the forest isn't so bad after all. You don't notice the object lying in the middle of the path until you trip over it and barely stop yourself from face-planting in the dirt. Scowling to yourself about being so careless, you brush yourself off and pick pieces of mulch off your hands. What tripped you anyway? Okay, personally, I would look at it. 'Cause I wanna know what made me fall. You decide to stop and see what decided to play such a mean trick on you. It's no coincidence that someone decided to leave something right where you were walking. The universe must be out to get you. With puffed cheeks, you march over to the path to see if you can see anything. In the center of the way is a long metallic staff. It's pointy on the top and has strange markings all over. You decide to take it with you. Sure, the haunted house says no weapons allowed, but you aren't there yet, and after you're running with the little girl, you want something to defend yourself in case someone more violent shows up. You soon discover that your choice was a good one. As you continue on your journey, you start to hear footsteps coming behind you. To test the theory of being followed, you stop a few times on the path. Each time you pause, the sound stops too. Someone is trying to stay quiet. Grasping the staff tighter in your hands, you walk fast and stop suddenly. Crack. Your stalker just blew their cover by breaking a twig on the ground. How cruel objects in the middle of the road can be. You spin around on your heels and thrust the staff in front of you. You squint your eyes to find your assailant, just inches away from your face. Their hood falls away to reveal a young woman. Her eyes are as wide as saucers. You slowly look down at your hands and see that the staff has gone completely through her stomach, soaking her clothes with thick crimson blood. Unable to comprehend what just happened, you stumble back away from the woman and grab your backpack tighter. What happened? Are you okay? Previewing my own game? Yes, I am. Just the demo, though. The demo's free, so I figured that would be okay to do. Your eyes dart across her form, wanting her to say it's just a twisted prank. When you inhale the metallic scent of blood, you realize that you might have just really claimed a life. Your hands run up your face as you let out a scream. Yeah, the demo is just, it starts at the beginning of the game, but it ends, like, as you get to the manor, so it won't give away very much at all, yeah. When you inhale the metallic scent of blood, you realize that you might have just really claimed a life. Your hands run up your face as you let out a scream. Help! Someone help us! The woman reaches down slowly and yanks the staff from her stomach. She drops it on the ground beside her.
You did good. But I'm not the only one out here.
She seems way too calm for someone who just got stabbed through the stomach. You open and close your mouth but can't find the words to respond.
It will be coming now. It smells of fear.
Before your very eyes, the girl disappears into thin air, and you're left completely alone. What would I do here? What would I do realistically? Start running, brace yourself, or find cover. I think I would run, I guess. It? What could you possibly be talking about? You aren't going to stick around to find out. It was horrifying enough to find a sketchy little girl in the middle of the forest, but now you just stabbed a woman and had her disappear before your eyes with a cryptic warning. No sane person would stay and fight the thing, would they? You take off sprinting through the forest as the sound of heavy footsteps come charging towards you. You don't dare to look back and see what's chasing you. You don't want to know. Unluckily for you, the footsteps are getting closer and closer, and now you can hear rabid barking and snarls echoing in the space behind you. Maybe it would be better to turn around and face it. Maybe knowing what it is can help you outsmart it. If it's just a normal dog or wolf like it sounds, you might be able to scare it away or distract it with something from your backpack. Despite your pounding heart and your brain screaming at you to stay focused, you take a quick glance behind you to see if you can make out anything in the surrounding darkness. That is definitely not a dog or a wolf. The creature chasing after you is the size of a small car. Its eyes glow with the intent to kill. It's laser focused on its target. You. Its jaws snap at the air as it gets closer. The drool around its mouth is frothy and pink. It splatters against the ground. You jerk your head away and run harder, faster, but your legs are giving out. You've already run so far, and even the adrenaline coursing through your veins can't maintain the energy your body needs to keep going. You collapse to your knees and scream out in frustration. It quickly turns to horror as the creature lunges forward, latching its teeth around your ankle. Your chin smacks off the ground. You try to claw away at the ground, but the thing is tearing into your flesh. Ew. Gross sounds. I picked gross ones for that. You can't even pull yourself forward an inch. You can't get away. You're prey, and you've been caught by a ferocious predator. Another bite tears into your foot. This thing is going to take its sweet time eating a filling meal. Wrong end 7. Running away from your problems. Whoops. I would have died a lot in this. If I didn't know if I didn't know all the secrets, I would die so many times. Okay, this time I will find cover. Because I'm not bracing myself. I'm not trying to fight the thing. It? That's what the girl said before she disappeared, isn't it? It will be coming now. Whatever it is, you won't be here to greet it. You take off into a sprint before realizing you'll only be able to run for so long. You need another plan. So, you climb up a tree in hopes that it won't be tall enough to reach you, or sharp enough to see you, or agile enough to clamber up the tree after you and drag you down by your ankles and... Is this all your fault? Are you the one who made all these things happen? Should you have just stayed home instead of coming to this stupid haunted house? You shake your head. You can't think about any of that right now. You need to focus on staying absolutely silent, on making your breath so quiet that not even a bat could hear you. Your anxiety spikes even worse as you look down to the forest floor and see the face of death itself. It's huge and built of muscles under its matted fur. Its eyes gleam as it searches for its prey. It leaves a pink froth from its dripping jowls everywhere it goes. Its teeth and claws are huge. Though it isn't like any creature you've ever seen, it reminds you of some kind of mutant canine. It lifts its nose in the air. It's sniffing. It must have a good sense of smell. It can smell you. Sure enough, its head shoots up towards you when it sniffs the bottom of the tree. Immediately, the creature leaps up and starts snarling at the air. It tries to claw its way up the tree, but it's unable to get you. You pull up your legs and try to calm down. As long as you're up here and it's down there, you're safe. Then, it starts ramming its body against the tree, shaking the branches you sit on. You're going to fall. You try to hold on, but your shoes slip off the branch. You're left dangling in the air, clinging to the branch that acts as your lifeline. Your fingers ache and start to slide off the wood. As you free fall, a gunshot goes off in the distance. Suddenly, strong arms are wrapped around you. The monster is lying dead on the ground, and you're in the arms of a man with a shotgun. Okay. So since he shot the monster that was after me, I think I'm gonna trust him. I feel like that's what I would be thinking. Okay. Trust the stranger. Eyes filling with tears, you thank the man profusely and wrap your arms around his neck. He just saved your life. The only thing you can do is thank him, unable to repay him in the moment. Looking at his face, you can finally see what he looks like. He's wearing a uniform, like the animal conservationists at the park wear. His skin and clothes are coated in mud from a long day of working outside. He seems tired as he looks you over, but you can tell he's full of kindness deep down.
Are you okay?
Weakly, you nod and thank him again. This seems to amuse him slightly. He raises his eyebrows, but his lips stay even on his face, with no other indication of how he's feeling. He's supposed to be a more stoic character.
That's good.
He slowly lowers you down to your feet, allowing you to stand in front of him.
Where are you going so late at night?
The haunted house. I'm going to a haunted house like an idiot. And so, you describe the invitation you got, and admit you're not sure if you want to go anymore or not. You glance down at the monster shot dead, and swallow hard when you see that it's just a dead coyote. It wasn't a coyote before.
I'll give you this piece of advice. You came all this way and got attacked by a yote to be able to go to this attraction, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can escort you the rest of the way if you tell me where you need to go.
Okay, I
I'm
guess.
not gonna let you walk all on your own. Not after you've been attacked. And I advise you get someone to come with you next time. There's safety in numbers.
I just remembered who this character reminds me of. I was thinking this when I was, like, going over the game and stuff, like, when it was actually in development. I just realized he reminds me of this character from a Scooby-Doo game that I used to play. I used to play this, it was like a click-and-point Scooby-Doo game, and they were, like, trying to find the hottest chili pepper or something like that, and the god guy in the beginning kind of talks like him. With a shaky smile, you hold the man's arm as he helps you back to the path. You walk together through the forest, away from the tree where you swore you almost got eaten. You feel a lot better walking alongside someone who's armed, and you curse yourself a little for not bringing a weapon, friend, or phone to begin with. It's not like you couldn't have set them aside for the haunt. If you did that, you wouldn't have gotten into any of the trouble you experienced so far. The woods are weird at night. Everyone knows that. You naively ignored your own warnings before, but at least you're safe now, and you're on your way to have a fun night, right? On your way through the forest, you make polite conversation with the ranger who helped you. You learn that he has 3 children and all their individual quirks. His wife is a beautiful homemaker. I, characterized him a lot more than I characterized other characters. I wonder why that was. Not that I'm, complaining, because I like having information about the characters. I'm just kind of weird that I gave him more background. He loves them all dearly and is eager to get home to them. This was his last rotation through the woods. You feel almost sorry and apologize for the inconvenience, but he reassures you it's no trouble. This is his job. You tell him a little about yourself too, like how you were going to spend Halloween watching horror movies and how Benji is the cutest dog you've ever met. He seems amused by this and even asks to see pictures of him. He's definitely a softie for animals, except for the coyote that was attacking me, apparently. You don't even realize you've reached your stop until you see the tree with the sign. MacDouglas Family Manor. Carriage stop. Carriage stop? What kind of haunted house has a carriage stop?
You must be taking a ride up to the attraction.
Very weird.
I've seen them pass through before. It must be a part of the gag.
Mm-hmm. He shrugs like he doesn't really get it himself. To be fair, I have been to haunted houses that did things like that. Like the one that I've gone to a couple times used to have a bus that they would drive you around to get to the thing. He shrugs. I think they only did that a few years though, and it was always filled with scare actors. He shrugs like he doesn't really get it himself. You curse yourself for being stupid before thanking him and giving him a light hug goodbye. You wish him luck on his journey home, and he wishes you luck going through the haunted house without screaming too much. This makes you smile. You don't have to wait long for your ride to arrive. A beautiful carriage pulls up in front of you, with the curtains drawn shut over the windows so you can't see inside. The driver is an old man, sitting with his face covered. He holds the reins attached to a pair of black and white horses. It's time to go. End of demo. To finish the story, please buy the full version of the game, which is the game that is linked in our pin. There's a lot more to this. Let me see how many. I think it's 68 endings, but I don't want to tell you wrong. Yeah, 68 deaths and fates worse than death and 1 true ending. So just that was maybe 1/6 of the endings that you could have possibly gotten. Probably less than that, I would say. More like 1 out of 7. So there is a lot to this game, and I really highly encourage you to play it, because me and the lovely voice actors that you got to hear some of them today, but there's a lot more. There's 60 characters, and all the characters that have speaking lines have voice acting done with them, so we actually have a pretty big team, 32 different voice actors. So I hope you will take the time to potentially play. There are also other endings in the demo that we didn't get to too, so if you would just like to play through the demo for yourself, That's also available. It's free. And outside of that, that was all I had planned for tonight. I guess I can show you the trailer again, maybe? Let me add a media source and show you guys the actual full game trailer, maybe? Browse. I think it's on this computer anyway. I'm pretty sure it is, because I'm fairly certain that I showed it off on a stream before. Here it is. Oh, wait. It's not.
Welcome to the MacDouglas Family Manor.
Okay, that was it. That was the full thing. I had to I had to scramble to turn off the other sounds. Sorry about the weird beginning, but that was the full trailer of the game, and the credits and stuff there are on the trailer page on our YouTube channel. But I think I'm gonna head off now. I know it was a slightly short stream, but I don't wanna like do anything else because I don't wanna overshadow what the purpose of the stream is. A lot of times I'll play, like with short games like these, I'll play multiple in one stream, but since this is kind of also like a promotion for our game, I don't wanna take over on any of that time. Tomorrow we'll be playing Baldur's Gate 3, and that's it for this week, probably. I know I said handcam with a question mark on our schedule, but that was stupid because I didn't realize I'm not gonna have any of my streaming set up at home, so that's gonna have to take like a backseat for a while. I might be able to do it sometime next week if I like drag everything to my dorm. I don't know if I'm gonna be willing to do that or not, but we'll figure it out. Thank you so much for watching, and our next schedule will be out soon, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.